Okay, go.
Hello everyone, I'm Heather. I'm a second year ME student from the ECE department, and I'm one of the programmers in this project.
Hi, I'm Daniel. I'm also a MN student from the ECE department, and I'm the other programmer in this project.
And hi, I'm Don Cameron. I'm the president of the Crime Prevention Association of Toronto. We're a community-run organization, and for the last 30 years or so, we've been promoting and encouraging Neighborhood Watch across Toronto. Neighborhood Watch is neighbors watching out for other neighbors. Neighborhood Watch relies on individuals who get involved. We call them block captains or hall captains for apartments. Block captains get to know their neighbors, learn crime prevention tips, learn what crimes are happening in their neighborhood, and share that information with their neighbors. The goal of this app is to help block captains do what they do. Daniel?
For our app, we're using a lot of open data sources to pull information, such as Google Places for latitude and longitude data, City of Toronto for boundaries of neighborhoods, Open North for government officials' contact info, and TPS Public Safety Data Portal for crime information.
So we're doing two demonstrations for today. I'll be a regular user and Heather will be an administrator. The app sent me a notification this morning that some crimes had happened in my area. So let's see what's been happening. We'll assume that I've already logged in and entered my information, my contact information, and that's what the app uses to locate me geographically. So here we are in the home screen. If we click on the profile button at the top, here's my data. It knows from my address that I live in the Beach neighborhood. Hit the edit button, and with the slide controls, I can adjust the reporting period. Then the app tells me what crimes have happened, for example, over the last 4 days within 3 kilometers of my home address. Going back to the home screen, click on the Crime Stats button, and the app gathers data from the Toronto Police Service's Public Safety Data Portal. So here are the recent crimes for my area. On the bottom bar in the middle is a map icon. Click that, and the crimes are shown on a map. They're color-coded by crime type. Tap on a flag and see the name of the crime, the location type, and when it happened. At the bottom right of the screen is a comparison button. Click it, and it compares the crime numbers from last month in the same area with the average per month over the last 3 years. They're ranked by percentage increase. We call this our crime thermometer. Crimes that have increased more than 30% are at the top in red. Auto thefts are up. Let me take a screenshot of that for my neighbors. Crimes that stay about the same are in the middle in yellow, and crimes that have decreased more than 30% should be at the bottom in green. There aren't any today. Click the graph button at the top, and I see a comparative bar chart for these numbers. Click on the history button at the top right, and I see trends over the last few years, either in a table or click the graph button in a graph. Now I can see trends. Click the recent crimes button at the bottom left and click the blue filter button on the right, and I can make other inquiries. I can filter by premises type, crime type, and adjust the reporting period and distance from my home. I can also look at crimes by police division. I used to live in 22 Division in Etobicoke. Let's see what's happening there in a list or on a map. Back now to the home screen, and let's click on the discussion, and we go to the discussion board and see what other app users are talking about across Toronto. Click neighborhood at the bottom, and I see what's posted for my neighborhood, the Beach. The tips button at the bottom right shows me crime prevention tips posted by our association, a new one every week. I can add a post and do that citywide, or I can click on a button to post just for the Beach. Going back to the home screen, the contacts button lets me contact my local police division, my local crime prevention officer, our association, my city councilor, MPP, and MP by email or by phone. Going back to the home screen, the resources button on the right gives me hyperlinks to places I can get more information on crime prevention. And the About NWTO button tells me more about the NWTO app. So let me go back and tell my neighbors about that increase in auto thefts. Click on the neighbors button, and here are my neighbors. I entered that data, and I can edit, delete, or add a neighbor to my list. Click on a send email at the bottom, and the app uses the phone's inherent email system to send them a message. I can add that screenshot I took of the crime data. So Once I've added that picture, and I could have sent it to my neighbors, I'm going to log out because that completes my demonstration as a user. Heather will now log in as an administrator. Heather?
Okay, as an admin user, I will have more control over the app than the regular users. For example, if I go to my neighbor's page, I can see all registered users and send emails to them. And I can also mute or unmute users or even delete them. Users who are muted will not be able to make new posts or reply to other posts in the discussion board. Okay, now let's go back to the home screen and go to the discussion board. Only admin users can post the tips, and admin users can delete posts or comments made by anyone. Okay, let's pretend the second post from user D is inappropriate, so I'll delete it here. A regular user can only delete their own posts or comments. Okay, now let's go back to the slides and talk about the structure of the software. I'll walk you through the block diagram of our project. The four main features are numbered here. They all communicate with the Firebase database and storage to store and update important data. And external databases such as Toronto Police Service and City of Toronto servers will provide the crime data and mapping information. Done?
We hope to take this prototype and turn it into a fully developed app. This prototype is really going to help us generate interest in the app and raise funds to develop it. We think once people see it and try it, they'll love it. Daniel?
In terms of improving the app, we would have new features to allow searching crimes by neighborhoods, consent form for sign-up page, and we also plan to improve user interface and user experience and have better security and improve in-app data storage. If we were to do this again, we would develop more design details in earlier process and utilize GitHub's issue tracking sooner and use internal Android database for some of structured data instead of using Firebase. Done?
What worked for us was a Gantt chart to budget our workload and meet milestones. We had lots of video calls that let us pivot and redesign around problems. And we talked to future app users and the police to hone our design with their suggestions. So that ends our formal presentation, but before we hand over the microphone, Professor Rose, on behalf of our association, thanks for letting me be part of this course. Thanks as well to the teaching assistants, Imtihan and Kia, and all our peer reviewers for your helpful feedback. And to my design teammates, Heather and Daniel, you didn't give me the prototype I'd hoped for. You gave me more than what I'd hoped for. And you've given our association a wonderful tool we can use to move forward. Thank you both.